Hello and welcome to Marketing Monday. My name is Anthony Pica. This is a VO's journey, and this show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business and sidestep all of the crazy things that I seem to step on. It's great to have you. It's great to be here. It is Monday, January 27th, and we have a lot of great content to cover today. We're starting off this Monday with Marketing Monday. We've kind of gone off on this kick of trying all sorts of names for the specific days of the week for the show, which I think gives some nice stability to the show, as well as helping everybody know what to expect and what's going on, as well as bringing some great questions and whatever you might have for me. It's great to have you here. I want to welcome everybody on Instagram, as well as YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you are watching from. It is great to be here. And hey, Richard, what's up, man? Everything is going wonderful. It was a great weekend. And we are coming to the close of January, which is crazy because January 2020 is pretty much over and things are just flying by. So I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled to be here. So let's go ahead and thank you, Eric. I appreciate that, my friend. Let's go ahead and talk about Marketing Monday and marketing for today. Now, when we talk about marketing in general, first off, since this is the first episode, we're going to lay kind of a little bit of not ground rules, but just kind of ground ideas, just basic ideas about marketing in general and how we can get mixed up with marketing and other terms like brands and advertising and sales. So when you think of marketing, I want you to think of marketing as the total package of brand, sales, advertising. It all goes into a marketing plan, right? Think of marketing as like a big funnel. And, in that funnel, you have branding, you have advertising, you've got sales, all right? And then you have, if you're doing your job, you have follow-up and so forth so that you can continue to keep the clients that you spend time getting. So with that being said, as we dive into today, I want to talk about a very important part of, I think, our business that I don't see a lot of people doing in our line of work, but other businesses, very successful businesses, do all of the time. So perfect example is whenever I go to like Target or something like that, right? Or JCPenney's or Belk or even Walmart, right? All of these places are constantly running a deal, a promotion. They're always running something to get you to buy. And it kind of boils down to this single idea of always have a reason for someone to buy from you right now. Let's be honest, when we are given time to think, our brains can come up with anything, right? They can come up with a reason not to buy something. They can come up with 20 million thoughts and ideas and reasons why never to go back to wherever we were just at, right? So we want to create a sense of urgency so that people can get past their own fears and doubt and buy from us. And a way to do that is to always have a reason to buy. So to put this into context, one thing that I always like to do, and this is something that I do a lot, and it's been very successful, and that is simply pay attention to, if we want to take one example, the holidays throughout the year. Okay, so let's focus on that. The holidays throughout the year. All right, so we're almost done with January, right? What's coming up on February 14th? Anyone? Hopefully you men know what you need to do, right? Well, it is Valentine's Day, right? So with Valentine's Day coming up, that is a holiday that is a big, the reality is holidays have become marketing tools, right? They become times where we want to go buy something. It's like we have to give ourselves an excuse to buy something. So what I like to do is I like to use the holidays throughout the year to run a special, right? There's a Valentine's special right now of 10% off. In our case, it could be, 10% off 150 words, right? Only for a limited time for Valentine's Day. You give me a specific reason to buy now, right? And I don't see most people doing that because I think the reason behind that is that we're not thinking in terms of what we are selling as a product. Okay, we are thinking of terms as a service, and you can say, well, that's because this is a service. But if you ever want to grow your business beyond us just, constantly scrounging around and always fighting over prices and everything like that, we have to begin to transition ourselves over into a business that sells a product. And how you sell a service as a product is through a system. Okay? This is one of those systems that we're creating. But systems like a proprietary way of how you work. And that can literally just mean your process. That's why when I coach people with their Fiverr gigs and they purchase that gig from me where I do a Fiverr review, I always talk about putting down, a system, your process, so that the people know exactly what they're getting from you, right? So you're taking the guessing game out of people buying something. And with this sales technique of always having a reason why someone should buy from you, you're taking the guessing game out of, well, what is the price going to be? Is there anything else I can do? Can it be less expensive? Is it the best I can get? You are giving them specific reasons to purchase now, right? Perfect example. Another example is, whenever you see people saying, buy now, you have, an hour left, right? We're like, oh my gosh, there's only an hour left. We've got to purchase it. All of us do it. I do it. We all do it because we know that countdown is gone forever. And it forces us to make a decision instead of us letting the rest of life bombard us, which happens all the time, right? The millions of other gigabytes of data flying into our heads on a constant basis. This is a great way to get people to get out of their own way. And that is, again, by offering a reason to purchase. So for you, moving forward, this might be a great way and a great time for you to start looking into, and again, I just used, for example, the holidays for this particular purpose, right? For this particular presentation. It can be a variety of all sorts of things, okay? But using the holidays as a reason to offer a discount or, and it could be, buy my gig or my voiceover services for a specific offering on that holiday. Like, I'm offering a sweet, voiceover that you can write for your significant other, and I'll voice that in a sweet, sexy voice or something like that, right? You can offer things like that, all right? Or you've got St. Patrick's Day coming up. We've got all sorts of holidays throughout the entire year that you can offer things like that on a consistent basis. Then we go into, the other offerings that you can do whatever you want. I do a back to school sale. There's when the kids go back to school in September, you know what I mean? I always it's a back to school sale. Like it gives people a reason to buy from you right then and there. It makes them look, because we all like to save money. Okay, but the way I look at it is that I would rather make money and getting people to stop and look at my services and get an honest, fair shake, as opposed to them just going by because everybody else is doing the same thing. So with that being said, that is, for this Marketing Monday, your tip for sales, right, is offer people a reason to buy from you beyond just what you do. Because if you're watching this right now and you're doing voiceover, we're all doing voiceover. So, a tip or a trick or whatever you want to call it is to give people a reason to buy from you now. Okay, so with that being said, if you have any questions, thoughts, or comments, go ahead and post them. I know we've only been doing this video for about 10 minutes, and the videos are usually like 30 minutes or 40 minutes, but I think that's pretty clear and concise, unless you have a question or anything like that. So, let's see. We've got a bunch of people over Instagram. We've got SL Productions. What's up, man? We got Saki. I think that's right. Dude, I don't know if I got it right. Third Eye Cartoon Photos. What's up? Mandy Peacock, how you doing? It's good to have you. Over on YouTube, we got Richard. What's up, man? DJ. We got Eric on Facebook. Woody on Facebook. Marcus. Paul. I am the VO guy. What's up? Chris. Big Jim. Roy. We got Maxwell. We've got Angela. Angela, what's up? We got... let's see. We got Elizabeth. Say, I got your name right this time, Elizabeth. Yep. Sales before a holidays are great. Limited time only with increased marketing ads. I do this with my other company. Yeah. I never thought to create a sale as a VO. Thanks. You absolutely. And you have to think again. And the reason I think is because as service providers, because we're providing a service, we don't think that we should be giving product type of deals or promotions. But I think it's safe to say that sites like Fiverr are doing everything they can to turn a service into a product. And quite frankly, I would rather sell my service as a product, because selling it as a product, right? There is no, like, here's a perfect example. When you buy a product, you pay first, then you get the product. When you pay for a service, 9 times out of 10, you have to get the service, or you have to get the provided service, then you pay. I don't like that. I would rather get paid and then give them the product. Now, some places have switched that around, right? But the reality is that if you don't do that, which we all know, you run into a lot of problems. So starting to think in that mindset of maybe switching around your thought process when it comes to diving into this sales piece of this, that's a good way to think, in my opinion, is to start to slowly switch your business. Say, how can I offer this more as a product? And again, like I said before, products have a specific process, or they have a specific, think of it like a product on a shelf, right? It has a defined beginning and end, if you will, right? It has, a defined structure to it. It has a purpose. How we create that with digital products or things like that is that it has all of those things. It has a process. It has a beginning and an end. All of those things are put together in a package, and that becomes the product that you're trying to sell. Okay, let's see. Do you do Facebook marketing or ads? And if so, how is that working for you? Yeah, Woody, so I've done a variety of different Facebook marketing and ads, and it works really well. I mean, the thing is that we won't get into this today per se. Well, maybe this is probably for another Marketing Monday, maybe for next one. But, there's different things to classify how well you're doing. Like, for example, if we're talking about sales, right, that's one thing. What are the sales compared to how much money you're spending on ads? But there's also reach and impressions. There's engagement. There's all of these things that go into your ads, because you can try, like, for example, you can use your ads just to reach more people. And let's face it, Facebook has made it now, and they've switched, they've done it to Instagram too. They've made it more difficult to get in front of people without buying ads. so you don't get in front of as many people anymore by just posting something. People just don't see it. So either you have to have a lot of people sharing it and then it kind of goes viral, or you have to purchase an ad in order to do that. So I buy a lot of ads to simply get people to see my content. Okay. And then we got to go into measurement. Like, how do you measure whether people are coming to your thing? So lately, though, I have been buying less ads because a lot of more of my content is starting to grow organically as opposed to me paying for it. But as soon as I get that base down and I'm putting some more things together in my portfolio of digital products, that's when I'm going to start doing some more specific ads on Facebook. But be careful with Facebook ads, just because you need to have a specific purpose of the people you're targeting, how you should target them, but also what exactly are you trying to accomplish. If you're just trying to accomplish sales, right, then you have to keep that metric, but there's also impressions. There's also how many people you're getting in front of. There's also what's the engagement. Are people interacting with your post? How many people are you actually getting it? Are they the right people? Are you tracking those? But there's so much that goes into it, and you should be doing multiple things if you are going to run a big ad campaign, right? For me, I'm trying to grow organically because I have time every single day. Well, I mean, I'm working, but that's kind of my thing. So anyways, it's a good question. I mean, it is. A lot of people have tried and spent a lot of money and lost a lot of money on Facebook ads. And then a lot of people have become rich using Facebook ads. I know voiceover can be very challenging with Facebook ads. It is. Let's see. B-Dog, hey Anthony, curious, if I had $100 to put towards marketing and I don't have steady business yet, what's a good way to invest it? All right, great question. So I think the best way to put your $100, actually, at this point, I wouldn't even spend $100. The first thing I would do is make sure that you have a clear idea of what you are trying to accomplish. Make sure you are set up on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You are set up on TikTok. You're set up on Twitter. You're set up on all these places. And you need to start creating content to put out there. Okay, that's the very first thing you need to do, because I'm going to be honest with you. You can't, or you can, of course you can, but to pay someone or to pay for something before you know what is good and what's not good, I think is a really bad thing. Listen, I'm not naive enough to think that we all can just do everything on our own. You can't do that. That's ridiculous. We'll get to a certain point in your business where you're so busy, you don't have time to do all this stuff. Okay, like I have started working with somebody now who's helping me create videos. Not these videos, but the videos that you might have seen. I've been posting these really cool, unique videos on my social media, and they're growing like crazy. It's really wonderful. But I'm paying someone to do that because I don't have the time to do all of that. But listen, that's only been after years of me doing this and figuring it out and figuring out what I wanted to do. And I could do it myself, but the time is just too much. So what I'm getting at, man, is that I want you to really know, at least you got to do it for yourself first for a little while before you start paying for something else. Because again, if you don't, and you don't know what to expect, or you don't know what you want to accomplish or what you want it to be like, if you're not driving the ship, right, your results will be mediocre at best. Does that make sense? So I would keep the $100 and start working on, well, actually, if you want to use the $100 for something, I would put it towards knowledge on learning all you can about marketing and on the internet. It's exactly where I would put the $100, actually. Yeah, about knowledge and learning. Okay, Zach. So I've heard somewhere that becoming part of your local chamber of commerce can be a good idea for leads. Oddly enough, I have been thinking of looking into it, but know nothing about it. They just coincidentally called me to ask me about joining. That's all right. I'm going to meet with them on Thursday. Have you done this and or know anything about how it works? I have not specifically joined the Chamber of Commerce for my business. And although I have been to the Chamber of Commerce many times in the past, and I know some other people who have joined their Chamber of Commerce and talk very highly of it. I cannot say that I know anybody off the top of my head, which doesn't mean anything because I don't know, tons of people, that they're being super successful just being at their Chamber of Commerce. However, it makes a lot of sense in the fact that, you are there meeting and conversing with business owners who are going to be possibly the people who are hiring you. And that is a different way, right, of marketing, or it's a different way of advertising yourself. It's through relationships. It's actually meeting face to face. I think that's a great idea. I just haven't specifically done it because honestly, I know this is awful, but I haven't seen a need for it personally. Because if you dive in to the thing, all the stuff I'm talking about, you wouldn't have any time. That doesn't mean you shouldn't go and you shouldn't get out. I totally agree. But I'm just saying, I feel like I have the whole world at my fingertips. So anyways, that's just me. But other people I've heard, they love it. And, it's a good idea, though. I think it's a good idea to be a part of your community. And depending on where you are, too, that's another thing. Depending on where you're located, if you are in a big city, then by all means, yes, go to your Chamber of Commerce because there's going to be such a large pool of people there. Whereas opposed if you're in a little city, it might be just as good to go. I guess I don't see any reason why you shouldn't. I'm just telling you in all openness and fairness, I have not. Okay, let's see. Do they allow for 10% off sales? How does it work? How does it look when setting up? I'm not sure, Elizabeth, if you were talking about the Chamber of Commerce. I'm not sure what you mean. Woody says, Zach, check out the prices first, though. Okay. Oh, yeah. Woody says, mine was a lot of money. Wolf Creek Audio, what's up? Is February as slow as January regarding traffic on Fiverr? It is amazingly slow. Took a Learn course about a week and a half ago looking for a bump, and it hasn't happened yet. Odd. Okay, so everybody, it slows down. It slows down, okay? And don't freak out about it. It slows down. So for me, like I said in the past, I'm about 35% down from where I was in the fall or in December. But that's to be expected, right? Think of February as the time where it's going to start to slowly pick up, getting back to spring. But see, this is again why you spending your money, be Doggy 45, while taking that $100, doing everything you can to get better at sales. Because if you can become the best salesman you can be, you will never go hungry no matter what you are selling. And I'm not talking about being that idea of a greasy, sleazy salesman. I'm talking about just knowing what you're doing. Like the tip today, giving people a clear and defined reason to buy from you now, not possibly in the future. Going back to those Fiverr gigs too, I see it all the time. People put in their descriptions, contact me if you have any questions. You should be putting buy now everywhere. You got to let people know, buy from me, buy now. Don't spend all this time talking to somebody and then don't try to close the deal. Close the deal. I send people, somebody sends me something, I will send them when they're like, well, how much is your price? I'll tell them the price and then I send them an offer immediately with an option for them to purchase. Go ahead and buy now. Do you know what I mean? Because you got to give people a reason to buy now. Make it as easy and as possible in their face. All right. Let's see. Elizabeth, Pinterest offers ad options like that too. Very nice feature. Oh, you saw me through an ad, Elizabeth? Yeah. That's awesome. Let's see. Sarah. Hi, Anthony. Hey, Sarah. Wolf Creek got cut off. Clients in China are definitely not available at the moment. By the way, too, this weekend was, I'm not sure where, but like, for example, I had an order and then there was a huge like 5-day weekend thing, I don't know, somewhere in the world where I had clients tell me, well, there's a big holiday this weekend, and if you know what it was, let me know. And I couldn't be there. My clients won't be back until Tuesday. So, like I had to push off some things for people so they could review it when they got back after the break. I'm not sure what it is, but anyways, yeah, that stuff happens. Roy says, what does Facebook advertising cost on average? Well, that's a huge question, man. And it varies. It varies, but the longer you wait, the more expensive it gets. I mean, there are courses after courses. There's so much about Facebook ads. But listen, guys, this is stuff you have to know. You have to know this because we do our business online. And don't just blindly hire someone because you won't know if they're doing their job or not, or you won't know if they're being successful or not, or you won't know if they're getting the results you want them to get because they'll throw all of this stuff at you. And if you don't even understand the vocabulary, all right, you're going to spend way too much money. So my suggestion would be is you go out and take some courses on Facebook ads, on Instagram ads, on Twitter ads, on LinkedIn ads. Take some course on marketing, marketing online, direct marketing, also do whatever you can to learn about the sales part of the business. And what you'll find is this becomes, because guys, the number one question I always get is, how do I get more business? That's the number one question. How do I get more work? How do I get more work? How do I get more work? How do I get more business? How do I get more clients? It is the number one question, and I'm probably asked 20 times a day. I'm not kidding you at this point. And I'm assuming the longer I go, it's probably going to go up to 40 or 50 times. So that should tell you, and it tells me, that the number one thing people need to be doing is spending a lot of time learning about how to sell, how to advertise, how to brand, how to market their business. Okay, and you do that by going out and you can buy, you can take Fiverr Learn courses, kill two birds with one stone, right? They've got tons of things about social media on there, but there's Udemy, there's coaches, there's all sorts of stuff. I mean, I'm a coach. I'm a voiceover coach, a voiceover business coach too. You can work with me. Whatever you need to do, you need to learn. All right. Let's see. Roy, I know that was like not necessarily the answer probably you were looking for, but they're based on a couple of things. They're based on, you can set them for a per day average. Like you could say, I want to spend $5 today, and then I want to target these people, and it runs you through all of that. And you want to say, I want to spend a total of $50 and run it over 10 days. So each day, Facebook will do its very best to get to that $5 mark that you set. Okay. And then after 10 days, however many they were able to get you. The thing is, though, and this is where you got to learn, because just because you bid something or you say, I want to spend $5 doesn't mean that, and your parameters might not be very good. So that means Facebook can't get it in front of all the people that meet your criteria, in which case you got to learn how to do all of that. Okay. Because if you're not even if you're spending $1, you can't even get in front of enough people, right? Or you can also do bid, where you're bidding for ads, like the highest bid or the lowest bid, or you don't want to bid more than $2 per $2 per click. You know what I mean? Something like that. And they'll like high traffic places and stuff. So, I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can do, but you need to learn all of that, because then you need to learn how to actually, because you got to think about it. Before you target anybody, you got to know who you're targeting. So you got to build a profile of the person you're trying to target. In order to do that, do you see what I mean? You need to actually, learn about it, now how to do that. See what I mean? So there are a variety of ways to pay, but you can determine what you want to pay. And now, of course, the more you spend, the more people you're going to get in front of. All right. So, hopefully that was a little bit better, Roy. B-Doggy45 totally makes sense, although I wish it wasn't just a metaphorical $100. Okay. Zach, let's see. Not having the need for it sounds like a good problem. Okay, I'm not sure. I probably lost on that one. Elizabeth, offering sales around holidays. Simone, hello, Anthony. I hope you are well. Thank you. I'm sick with my voice completely gone. What do you do to keep your voice healthy and keep working? I drink tons of coffee. I'm kidding. I do drink coffee though. Vitamins. I take vitamins daily. I drink a lot. I drink water. I drink a lot of fluids, and I narrate when my voice is awful. I do. And then the worst is when they come back and they want a revision and you're a little bit better and you're like, they're like, this doesn't sound the same. And I'm like, no joke, man, because my voice was half gone. Like, you sound so amazing. I'm like, that's because I sound like this. I laugh about it, but we do what we got to do. Unless I'm on death's doorstep, I'm going to record it. It's going to sound, it's going to be a challenge to get back to it and revise it if they ask for revisions, but I do it anyways. But the best thing to do is do everything you can to drink fluids, take your vitamins, make sure you're getting enough sleep. Getting enough sleep is really important. Yeah. I will tell you this. The more you do this, though, it's just like it's a muscle. The more you will get like I talk all day long, it seems like, but the more I do it, the easier it gets. Does that make sense? The less I worry about losing my voice. Yeah. All right. When you say that, I'm like, I'm gonna lose my voice. Chinese New Year. That's right. Thank you guys. Chinese New Year. Yes. I can just add 10 off this month to my Fiverr description and leave it there forever. Okay. Let's see, Paul. Facebook ads and Facebook marketing mastery 2020. Course Envy 1999. There's tons of stuff out there. Absolutely. On Udemy. Yeah. Now I don't know how good that course is, but there's tons of courses. There's courses on Fiverr. There's courses everywhere. I mean, there's free videos. There's so much videos on YouTube that are completely free. Do you know what I mean? That do a really good job. The key is you need to think that you're probably going to spend, 100 hours or something learning this stuff. I mean, it's not simple, but it's not impossible to learn. You just need to be willing to put in the time. And if you do, you're going to get really good at it. I have taken an approach where I just create a ridiculous amount of content and I put it out there as many places as I can every single day. Do you see what I mean? And time will be my ally. You can skip time by spending money, right? As we know, there are ways to shave off time. Spending money correctly and knowing what you're doing can shave off loads of time, like the method I'm using, all right? But you've got to know how to do it correctly. And again, now I'm not saying you shouldn't hire someone, but I'm just saying that just be aware, again, if you don't even know what you're looking for, you won't even know what to tell them to do. Okay? Let's see. Roy says, okay, thanks, man. Great answer. Mag Media. I am new on to the stream. What's up? But here is my opinion on that. Uh-oh. I love that I am new, but... All right, when I wasn't running a 7-figure digital marketing agency, I had people come to me saying they want to spend $10 in the whole month. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to. I'm sure I know something I said, but I can definitely kind of figure what you're saying is that I imagine what the person's trying to say is $10. Like when I was saying $5 a day. The $5 a day analogy really should be like an exploratory type thing. Like, for example, here's a number that I've gotten from some agencies and people who are online voice talent agencies who I know, and I know the CEOs now because of all this social media stuff I do, who tell me that they're spending anywhere from $150,000 to $200,000 a year, right, on just SEO and ads and things in order to get ranked at a decent spot on Google. So that is, again, why it is also important that you understand how to use these platforms to target specifically who you're trying to reach, or do what I'm doing. Okay? Either way, it's going to take time, work, and money. The people who are willing to put it all in are going to make the difference. Thanks, Mag Media. I'm assuming that's what you meant. Yeah. I got you. Spend $50K plus per year. And that's the challenge, right? That's the challenge that we run into, and that's why your knowledge is important. Okay, your knowledge is important because people are spending that money for other people to do it for them, okay, because it takes an amount of time, it takes effort, it takes skill, it takes knowledge. Okay, you can acquire that, but it's going to take you time to do it. But then again, this is not supposed to be simple. So, tough answers, but good questions. Zach says, I was referring to the Chamber of Commerce. Anyway, Paul, for me, whenever I start losing my voice, I gargle with the hottest salt water I could take in the morning. Also drink throat tea. Okay, yeah. Good deal. Good job, Paul. That's right. Clark, what's up? John, it's good to see you. Do you have any vocal warm-ups? I do have vocal warm-ups. I have a lot of vocal warm-ups, but I put them into my courses, so I'm not going to give them away. John. But I've done, I've actually done, I think I've done some videos showing you some vocal warm-ups. But I have some specific ones that I put in my courses for people who purchase them, like my tones. Like, I'm trying to finish up the Conversational Tone course today, and I'm really excited. I've put a lot of effort into this one. I think it's going to help a lot of people. And I have some actual, a lot more warm-ups in there. But the things that I do is I start with my face, and I really just do a stretching kind of routine. I start with a low hum. Then I build out with my mouth and my lips, and then I go into my face and moving it around. Then I go into some spoken word, some pitch variation things, and then some spoken word warm-ups. So that's kind of how I do it. And you can insert your own things there. With my courses, though, I give you scripts and everything and tell you how to do it. Okay, let's see. We got a few more here, and then we're going to call it a day. We ended up going to length. I thought we were going to fill it, but I'm glad you guys got all these questions. Let's see. Flip says, I don't see my post, so going to try again. Previously known as Philippe. Oh, what's up, man? Flip is definitely, I like Flip. Hey, Anthony, to contact broadcasting companies, do you know any good sources, or should we just go nuts on Google? So I don't know what video, I can't remember when it was, because, Lord knows I've done enough now, but I talked about this. I love the idea of using sites like Instagram, using sites like Twitter or LinkedIn as reference tools, right? Google is fine. I'd be all over Google and YouTube, absolutely. But what I mean by those is like finding the broadcasting companies. You can find them on those places, and then you can actually, because we're businesses, so we post our numbers, our phone numbers, we post our websites, we post email addresses. And by the way, if you can't find what you're looking at one site, take that name, copy it, and paste it and put it into another site, and likely you'll find, because we're all creatures of habit. Most of us use the same passwords, especially as a business, because we're trying to have brand continuity over specific platforms, right? So we're going to use the same or very similar names. So you're able to find things, you're able to find people that way. By the way, there was some great data and analytics stuff that we went over on growing your Fiverr business this past weekend. It was really great. And we have a Fiverr Elite course every Saturday. We have over 44 people in the course, in the weekly meeting. It's fantastic. And that was some of the things we went over, analyzing data, learning how to find people on sites, kind of like what I'm talking about, and then how to find them and work with them, because you can't contact people through Fiverr, but you can off of Fiverr. Anyways, let's see. John Clark, I heard ginger tea helps for voice loss. Awesome. The Weird Net, what's up? I like that name. I think this is the first time I've actually ever caught one of your streams while it's happening. Just wanted to stop by and say thank you for your videos and advice. Best of luck to you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. John says, where would you use the conversational tone? Everywhere. So, John, I think it's safe to say that everything I do, unless it's like specifically I'm told to do a movie trailer, is a conversational tone, a natural, a comfortable tone. Does that make sense? But nowadays, I don't know if you remember, but there was about a year or two ago where it was really bad, about two or 3 years ago or longer. It was more like, all this we wanted conversational. It's got to be conversational. Now conversational tone has become the basis for everything we do. Right? Like, I want a nurturing conversational tone. I want inspiring, but it needs to be conversational. It needs to be real. Okay? So you use it on everything. And the more real you can be, the less announcery you sound. But I like to use, and I don't want to give away the chorus, but I break it down into 5 different actions or ways we manipulate our voice in order to create the illusion of taking a piece of copy that we've never seen before and making it sound like it is a steady stream of thought. Because like I'm talking to you, none of this is scripted. This is all just coming from my thoughts based off of right now your questions and everything. And it's me trying to get across to you the idea through words. Okay, so I'm not focusing on how my words are sounding. I'm focusing on the idea or the thought. And then what happens is your body pretty much takes care of the rest. It's the same thing with actors. Like, you'll notice actors, new actors or whatever, don't know how to hold their hands. They're like, where do I put my hands? I always put them in my pockets. Or you're nervous. You don't know what to do because you're focusing on the wrong things. So I talk about all that and how to get past yourself, because we're our biggest challenge. Okay, a couple more questions and we got to call it a day. Let's see. Mag. Well, the reason why most of business are not open to giving more than $10 per day on advertising is 1, they were burnt in the past, or 2, you didn't really convince them the value they will be getting. That's true. Yeah, absolutely. Or they don't believe in it. Okay, so let's see. Andrew says, great video, Anthony. Cheers to you and everyone else in the Cancun. Awesome. Oh, from Cancun. Nice. E-learning. Absolutely. Especially in e-learning. But what I love about the conversational tone, why it's so important, is because it is now the basis for all the other tones. Like, e-learning would be a professional way of doing like a conversational tone. Kind of like exactly the way I'm talking to you now. It's conversational, but I'm not like laid back and just really trying to, it's still more professional, but it's still in a conversational tone. And I get that all the time. Like, my favorite thing is, this is a corporate video, so we needed to be professional, but conversational, but real, but down to earth, or, that kind of thing. That's what I see. Professional but conversational, nurturing but conversational, inspiring but conversational. Everything is conversational and something now. It's expected. All right. You do video voiceover? Not sure what you mean by that, Mag. Let's see. I can't wait for the controversial tone course. The authoritative one is incredible. No, Anthony isn't paying me. Thanks, John. The Weird Net. I have got this channel that I was making mini documentaries on, but I recently got into VO on Fiverr. Nice. Different name on the VO stuff, though. And you were probably talking to Anthony. That's good. That's awesome, guys. Well, hey, listen, I hope you have a wonderful day, you guys. Thank you so much for being here and watching Avio's journey on Marketing Monday, the first episode. I think it went really good. Just quickly to go back over, if you joined us, the whole idea today and the tip for today was give people a reason to buy from you now. Whether it's a holiday special, whether it's something that you're doing that's unique to this moment in time, whether there is a countdown, okay? Especially if you're selling on a platform like social media, make sure you have some sort of deal to entice people because everyone is trying to sell something on social media. So you've got to stand out of why they should buy from you on social media, okay? All right, so let's see. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense. John says, it's like, say, describe general knowledge, be brief but specific. Absolutely. Flip. Thank you, Anthony. Awesome, guys. Enjoy your day. You bet. Thanks again. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm still trying to figure out, wait, you do video voiceover. I'm trying to figure out what you mean by that. I don't know if you mean like I do voiceovers for video narration. Absolutely, yes. I don't know if that's what you mean. But other than that, thank you guys so much. Please take an opportunity to like this, share, make sure you retweet it, as well as subscribe if you haven't. The channel's growing like crazy. So excited. We are almost to 800. I'm really trying to get to 1,000 before or in the next 2 months. So please share this. We want to try to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're growing about 100, 150 a month. So we're hopefully in 2 months we should make it. I'm really, really hoping, and I'll be really excited to move forward from there. So thank you guys. Oh, you're trying to figure out what I do for a living? I do voiceover. I do voiceover for a living. This is what I do. I do voiceover full time and business voiceover coaching, and yeah. So I was a teacher, and you know what is so funny, man, is that my podcast, Avio's Journey, has been out for a long time, and you know it's easy for us to make an assumption that everybody who watches us knows our story and everything. But I was a teacher for many years, and I started this business a few years ago. And I worked, you know, every night from like 10 p.m. until like 2 or 3 in the morning. And then I did that for 2 years until finally I built up enough business to where I quit my job. I retired from my job and I have my own business doing voiceovers. Yeah. Awesome, you guys. Well, thank you so much. I was trying to figure out what to do. At first, I thought you were running an agency and got confused. I got you. No agency. This is marketing. This is just for voiceover artists, you know, or small businesses, but voiceover artists. Thank you. That's a good thing, though, Mag. Thank you for the feedback, because that is important, too. Make sure people know what you're doing. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. You have a wonderful day. I will talk to you tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow is what? Tech Tuesday. So we'll be going over some tech stuff tomorrow. Last Tech Tuesday, we talked about vocal booths and setting up and the different options you have for setting up vocal booths and stuff for your voiceover business. All right, you guys. I will talk to you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. See you later. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.